Alright guys, I'm going to do a quick one for introduction to organic chem. Okay, let's get on to it. Okay, so organic chem is important, right? Because basically you and I are carbon-based organisms, right? Okay, and carbon is very special because it can form chains, rings, multiple bonds with other carbon atoms. Alright, so the most famous of which you already learned is diamond, right? Because it can form such a huge, giant molecular structure, so it becomes like a very, very big structure over there. Okay, so two main groups of carbon skeleton. Alright, so you have two main groups here. The aliphatic, alicyclic. All right, so the aliphatic, right, you can see, follow the carbon chain here, and here, and also here. All right. Okay, what's the difference between aliphatic and aromatic? Aromatic basically have a benzene ring. All right, so this thing here is your benzene ring. Any structures that has a benzene ring inside, right, we consider aromatic. Okay, so let's look at the common terms in organic chem. Okay, so we have these two terms, saturated and unsaturated. What does it mean? All right, it basically means that saturated compounds contains only single carbon-carbon bond. All right, unsaturated compound contain multiple bonds. All right. Okay, another two common terms which I want to introduce to you guys is this thing called nucleophile, which phile means loving. Okay, so nucleophile means nucleus loving. All right, and these three categories of species basically are most likely to be your nucleophiles. All right, things which have high electron density, things which have lone pairs available, and things which are negatively charged. They're likely to be nucleophiles. All right, whereas electrophile is just the opposite because they are electron loving, so they themselves tend to be electron deficient. So you can see here that you have some partial charges, right? These are due to your electronegativity, which you have learned in actually your chem bonding. All right, so hopefully you haven't forgot that. All right, and things obviously which are positively charged, they are also electron deficient, obviously. All right, and then you also have large molecules which are polarizable. All right, like your halogens, they are huge, so they can actually get polarized at any point in time. So we should learn under your chem bonding, right? Your IDID. Okay, so you want to label the following as nucleophile or electrophile. So take about a minute or so to label these four compounds. All right, so you can pause here if you want to. Pause now. All right, so if you've done the labeling, okay, you have one nucleophile and three electrophile. Okay, the nucleophile, you can see why, because there is a negative charge, right? The electrophile is because you can have a electron deficient species in your compound itself. All right, so what is the definition of nucleophile? A nucleophile is a species that provides a pair of electrons to form a new covalent bond, whereas the electrophile is a species that accepts a pair of electrons to form a new covalent bond. All right, so always remember this rule. Nucleophile will always attack electrophile, not the other way around. All right, and then after the attack, it will form a covalent bond. All right, okay, functional group. It is an atom or group of atoms that determines the principal chemical properties of a series of organic compounds. All right, so homologous series is also basically the whole series, right? They have the same functional group, but each member differ by a CH2 unit. All right, so an example is alcohol. So you can see that the functional group is the same, the general formula is the same. The members differ from each other by a CH2 group. All right, so in organic chemistry, when we say R group, right, we actually mean an alkyl group, a CH2, CH3 group, or a methyl or propyl group. All right, so some common homologous series, right? You will basically be learning a couple of these, not the whole list, but at least some of them, all right, for your syllabus. Okay, that's quite a long list, but we won't be covering all. There's some which are really out of syllabus. Okay, so but we'll be covering some later on.